North Korea, there's a one thing that you cannot buy. You literally can buy anything if you have money, because the country is so corrupt. There's no rule of law. If you have money, you can buy anything, just not the freedom. If you go to a country, the regime gonna decide what you wear, what kind of haircut you get, what to watch, what to read, what to listen to. And so even if you bring money with you, well, mostly it's gonna taken by the regime, and you are never gonna get that freedom. Earbron, right? Thank you so much. And another is, in North Korea, there's no emergency course. So when you go to North Korea, just expect that there's no gender equality. There is nothing called like women and men equal. Daily life, women get beaten by their husband. And domestic violence is not even considered to be a violence. It's not even a reason to be granted for divorce. Last time I was talking about this, going to the court and say my husband beats me is not a reason to get granted for a divorce. Therefore, if you go to North Korea, if you're a woman, just imagine that you're gonna be beaten by men all the time, and then you have no place to call. There's no police number to call. There's no 911. There's no gas, there's no cars, there's nothing coming on your way to help you out. And then other thing is, in your house, as I said, you are gonna get some public ration that North Koreans don't get, but you're not gonna have the running water, you're not gonna have a shower, you're not gonna have a refrigerator, you're not gonna have public transportation, you are not gonna have a bath, and you're not gonna have grocery stores, you're not gonna have a shopping malls or department store. That's gonna be the life. So Earbong, again, they are going to have to negotiate or liberate. Yeah, this is the thing, but why do you guys think so though? Given this bizarreness, how this grotesque treatment of humanity, the human rights is so violated, why there are so many people brainwashed in the West and saying things like that North Korea is better than America. And I got into this debate on Twitter one day. They were keep saying how wonderful North Korea was. It's okay, why don't you then go to North Korea? And they said, oh, I just don't have money to buy an airplane ticket to go to North Korea. It's okay, you should do it. Maybe I will pay for it. Then they were thousands of them wanted me to buy the one-way ticket to North Korea. So it's no, I cannot afford it. I thought it was one person I could. I don't know if they were joking with me or this many seriously people in the West trying to escape America or freedom. Yoshi, so you're here. I'm watching all your videos, documentaries, and reading your book. Question: what's the South Koreans' attitude towards reunification? Has it changed with generations? That's a good question. South Koreans are interesting. They are Western-minded, but they are still very conservative. So, for instance, if you are a rape victim, they blame you. They blame you that you got raped. And they still do not let the North Koreans assimilate as much. And if you have an accent, northern accent, you get made fun of in South Korea. And especially young generation, they do not even think of North Korea as the same Korea. They call them foreign country. Because even though they have thousands of shared history nowadays, right? Imagine 30 years ago in America, 60s, 70s, even 50 years ago. That was a different lifetime. Our life is changing so fast as the technology develops. So in a way, it makes sense that why South Koreans do not feel that connection to North Korea as the same country. And young South Koreans in the South don't want to pay for that reunification cost. So they usually vote the politicians that wouldn't want the reunification. So man, again, thank you so much. So why Kim Jong-il always used the Mao suit, and that suit he always had? He never used a Western suit. Kim Il-sung used both Western suit and Mao suit. Kim Jong-un uses both Mao suit and Western suit. Thank you so much for the question. I can tell you really follow North Korea closely. So why these dictators are the biggest manipulators? The system, entire thing based on manipulation and twist the reality and brainwashing you, lie to you. So they twisted the vision that North Koreans had and then had to convince us that we should be grateful to be under the control of the Kims, right? And to do that, if he was wearing the Mao suit, it gives you more an image of benevolent, working hard, humble leader. I mean, entire thing is a show. Even for Kim Jong-il, it's a whole show that he puts up. And that's why a lot of times he just uses a body double to do it, and it's so boring for him too. Imagine you do the exact same show every single day. You go to the military base, you go to orphanage, you go to some towns and show the image of that you are a caring leader, and then like doing the exact same thing over and over for the 30 years of your reign. It's gonna bore to them too. So they don't usually go. They have parties with this pleasure squad, and then instead of themselves, they send them like their body doubles. And that Mao suit looks very humble appearance, and this is why it is so dangerous that when we choose a leader, not based on the policy or their principles, but how they project their image. If they are so obsessed, project the image of like, oh, I'm here for the weak, I'm here for the people who are oppressed, but then their policies are not, it causing so much unseen damage. I think that's where we really go wrong, even in the West. Like now you see, they were portraying Trump as somebody who was not standing up, like those children's in the cage. And then like Biden or Democratic Party is some like the benevolent people who stand up for very oppressed people. But in reality, the Democrats, but like lefts in the mainstream is siding with CCP and like not highlighting the crisis that Xinjiang Uyghurs or North Koreans are facing. And in reality, Trump was the one calling out China for their crime against humanity. So there is that's the thing, but humans are so easy to decept. I think that's what I learned. We are very easy to be deceived if somebody projects image of benevolent leader, and that they are with you to share that struggle. So Kim Jong-un, and I literally believed even until I escaped afterwards that Kim Jong-il was starving like me, that he wouldn't sleep, he was working tireless for me, like my heart literally broke for him, and because they were so good at make me believe that they were suffering, and then I was grateful to have him. Anyway, that was a great question. So here, Marty, Liberator pistols airdrop to all. Would it work? Liberator pistols to airdrop to all. I mean, nowadays the exciting trend that is happening is the North Korean people in general. Actually, you can even purchase the guns in the black market. So that has been a new trend. And if more North Koreans become armed, I do think there's a real chance that for them to standing up against the regime. So that could be a great idea if there's a way we can do it.